We'll
Mhm.
get started. Welcome, everybody. I think most of you know me. I'm Dawn Ellison, and our other core members and hosts for today's event are Jennifer Beach and Denise Wiseman. Paul is here as a core member, as is Wael Sasu. So we're all here. We're glad to see you. This is our Q3 update and input, where we share highlights of last quarter and share what we're building for you. And then most of the time is spent today listening to you and having you tell us how things are going. Just to frame this a bit, we see our activities, the events, what we're doing, and we see some of the outputs, but we need insight into your outcomes. Understanding how you engage with HRC and the value you derive is the true measure of our collective impact. We really want to hear from everyone, and so we're going to be keeping track of sharing the air. If someone is passionately sharing and we want to make sure there's time for others, we will pop up a timer for 30 seconds for all to see. I want to just give you a brief overview of the agenda. We'll start with highlights of Q2 and what we've built for you. There will be a poll to find out who is here. There will be a chat cascade about what value you are finding from HRC. Then we'll do a deep dive into your HRC experience on various platforms. Then we have an exercise called 1, 2, 4 All. And what we're learning there is about your best HRC experience. Then we're going to do an exercise to understand your collaboration needs. And another one about HRC's ripple effect. Again, what effect are we having? Sometimes we don't hear about these. And then we'll wrap it up. We have 90 minutes today, and there's much to cover. So, for our first opportunity for input in the chat, we would like you to enter one word or an emoji that answers the question, what brought you here today? So, one word or an emoji, what brought you here today? All right, I see a lot of people looking for updates, hope, progress, curiosity. Excellent. That's what we're looking for. New says, oh, Teresa's new. Hi, Teresa, welcome. Updates, progress,
Recommitment.
information, recommitment. Awesome. Good to see you, Eva. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Love to see this. All right. So we're going to start with Denise on Q2 highlights and what we built for our members.
Yes. So, Dawn, I'm passing over to you the waiting room. We are thrilled that you're here. And yes, our quarterly updates are to give updates about what we've done, where we've come, and where we're going. And this one today, we want it to be highly engaging so that we can hear from you in regards to that answering of where we're going next. We just did that first half year review. We internally assessed how are we doing, our strengths, our weaknesses, what do we need to recommit to? And I love that word was in the chat. And we're asking you because we're building this for you. We're asking you to help us with these next steps. So I get to talk with you, and I'm just moving my notes over here. I get to talk with you today about what have we done thus far? And what I want to emphasize is this is not a sales pitch. We try very hard to not be putting out there the salesy stuff because that's not the intent. Our intent is really to connect with you and let you know what we're working on creating so that, and in the manner that we can enable it to be of greatest value to you. So what have we done? We've done a number of different events. Already this year, we kicked off the year, of course, with Susie and Rick and a panel talking about long-term care and where we're at with that and what's going on there. We had compassion with Heather and Pontia and Melissa. We talked about how we got this system that we have. So, what are those historical markers that kind of drove us to where we are now? We had a really good debate of is it a national healthcare system or local solutions that are needed? We talked with Stephen Brushka about inequality and how that is really the measure of our shortened length of life. So that is killing us. We talked about with David Westerland, he came and he helped us on how do we make connections and then how do we deepen those connections. And we have also shown a light on the work of many within our network. And so really that's part of that illuminate that we want to do. How do we identify those who are working to change healthcare? How do we shine some light and create a deliverable for them that they can use in a variety of different ways? We also have the digital platform, and we've been building in that platform now. I've been there for a few years with first the PX community, and then we've transitioned that to HRC, that bigger impact we wish to make. But in that, throughout 24 and this year, we're trying to figure out how do we make that space valuable to you and valuable for people to take a peek in, what are we doing, and then decide whether or not they truly want to be members. So we tested briefly this year the public lobby that was originally a free space. We tested briefly putting a nominal price on it because there's that perception that what you pay for, you're more connected to. What we found though is we actually had quite a decrease in number of people testing the waters. And so we've removed that paywall. The public guest space is now free. Anybody can join that space. For those who join the network member lobby, and I'm going to share my screen in a moment and kind of talk through that just briefly, that automatically gets the public lobby spaces and other value of membership. What we've done, there were 6 people who joined us in that public space when it was a payroll. So I've moved them all. They're going to transition to the free version, but we've also offered them, if they want to go to the network member lobby space, we sent them a link to join that space at that special rate we ran at the tail end of 24, early 25. That was just $49 a year. So we want to honor what they did pay to get into that lobby and give them a discount and join us at the network member. And so when we talk about, I'm going to share so in the platform, and this isn't going to be an overview of the platform entirely. I just want to identify that we have 3 different collections of spaces. And so when we talk about the HRC public lobby, this is where everybody has access. So if you join as a network member, you automatically also have everything in the public lobby. If somebody joins us in the public lobby, this is a free space for them. They have everything here. They can see that there is a collection called network member, but it then says join us by paying for access. But if you're in the public lobby, you have the opportunity to see posts, and we put quite a few of our posts out here. So Dawn and I post out here quite often. Paul does as well. And so anybody out here can engage in those posts. We want everyone to be able to engage with all members. We do most of our events are public, and so they can have access to all of these events. And these events, the summaries and the recordings are shared out here in the public space. So everybody has access to those. And that's just in this tab where the events are. We're moving all of our recordings there, so it's easy to find. They, of course, also have access to see the Ruckus Maker spotlights. So these are spotlights we do for individuals in the network member lobby who we know are doing active things to transform healthcare. And so we want to shine a light on them. This is more than your typical profile because it enables us to, as we find other things that you're doing, maybe you have a free event offering, you're posting on LinkedIn, your Substack just dropped, we can put those things out here so that there's a growing list of who you are, what you're doing. It enables us to really shine that light bright on you. And then, of course, they also, in the public lobby, you have access to that newly launched marketplace. And so you can see what's out here in this and respond to those. The members of the public lobby, of course, also have the ability to see the collection called Connected Networks. And these are those networks that are starting to join with us. They're doing their own work, but they're part of the network of networks, our ability to shine a light on their efforts. And so anybody can request to join those spaces and be a part of that work as well. And then, of course, the links below. For network members, the network member lobby, this is the paid space. We have a number of individuals who joined us in 24 or joined me early on with the PX community who are in here at a grandfathered rate because of their early partnership with us. But this is now the paid space. And in here, the value here, which will grow in time and coming very soon, but we have the feed here that anybody in the network member can actually post out here. The lobby's feed, only hosts and moderators can post. Everybody can engage with, but out here, anybody in the network member lobby can post. And what I love is you can also post a poll. So if you wanted to launch a poll, you could. If you had a question you wanted to ask, you could do so. And so that enables you to lead the conversation. And then, of course, we have events. We have events that are only for those in the network member lobby. Right now, those are the Ruckus exchanges on Fridays, but there are more events coming soon that will be posted out here. And then our network members, I'm going to stop sharing, our network members have the ability to have those Ruckus Maker spotlights created and placed in the public lobby for everybody to see. They also have the ability to be featured in the Shine a Light events. And so let us know, reach out to Dawn or myself if you would like to be a part of those. And again, those are the features will be shared in the public lobby for anybody to see. So we're shining a light as brightly on you as we can, but it's just those in the network member lobby who will be available to have those features. Everybody's able to DM. You're able to see, regardless of what space you're in, you're able to see every member on the platform. So we're not saying you can only see those in the public or only in the network member. You can see everybody. You can DM them. You can deepen those connections. So that's what we're creating out there in that space. We are also, of course, working on the development of that impact network map. We're in the process of transitioning from the platform we were using to a new platform. So if you've noticed, there's been a few months now where we have not had one of those events to show you what we're doing, but that should be coming very soon on that new platform. We're really excited for what we're testing, learning, and creating. And then, Dawn, do you want to do the marketplace or did you want me to share that?
Oh, I was planning on you doing that.
Okay. So that
Sorry.
marketplace, no, that's good. The marketplace that we've launched, it's in the public lobby so everybody can see it. It's available for anybody in the network member lobby to advertise within. So its intent is for those of you who have a product, a service, a course, something that is a paid offering. It's a space for you to be able to share it there. We wanted to put it in a space so that it's separate. It's not, we don't want our environment to feel like it is a sales, right? That you're just getting bombarded with sales from other people. But we would like the ability for people to identify what it is they're doing that is available for sale. And so we've created the marketplace and we have two in there right now, paid offerings. The marketplace right now, for those who are in the network member lobby and have a paid offering, throughout the remainder of this year, your first advertisement post out there is free. And so if you would like to give it a test, this is a really good time to do so, to be able to put something, again, a course, a product, a service that you have, you can put it out there in the advertisement. There's a form. You'd reach out to Dawn and I if you need any assistance with that. And then, of course, in 2026, there'll be a cost associated with that. Or if you wanted a second offering to be advertised, there's a cost associated. But the way we've created that is, as long as you want it to be posted there, it's the one-time fee of $249. It could be out there for years, as long as you're an active member on the platform. And if you want to elevate it up in the list of published advertisements, you could comment on it. It puts it to the top. So you can kind of refresh it every once in a while and be able to make sure that it's seen by people. So that's just something that we're trying as a way to help you elevate some of what you're trying to promote. So now, Dawn, do we still have time to enable people to discuss?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do. Yeah.
Yeah. So any questions about what we've done thus far, clarifications to what I might have shared, or just general thoughts, questions? No problem. If anything comes up, of course, drop it in the chat or just let us know that you have some questions. So those are the things that we have created and what we've been working on thus far this year.
All right. We ready for poll number one?
Yes. Let me launch this.
All right. Denise is going to launch it. Basically, it's asking, are you in the public lobby a network member, considering membership, or not sure of your status?
So nicely, most are in the network member lobby. That's wonderful. We have two not sure. If you would just let me know. You can either send me a personal DM or just drop I'm unsure and I'll know who you are in the chat and I will follow up with you to make sure that you do know your status.
So now what we'd like to do is a chat cascade. So in the chat, if you could answer these questions, what is the value to you in HRC? And what would be a value that you don't see? So the way we'd like to see this is I value this and I don't see this. And if you're new, what would you like to see? So I value this that I see in HRC, but I don't see this. So in the chat, if you could add those now, and Jennifer will help us curate that chat cascade.
Yeah, Jeff, I love that. Values the community as a place to send people. Jeff is a connector. At least once a week, I think I get an introduction email from you with somebody else.
Sam Cozen's comment is asking for what the map is going to be able to do.
Yeah, that's good. So, Dawn, keep me on track. Are we timing wise? Where are we?
Sure. Let's see. Our next session is to start in 9 minutes, so we're good.
Okay. Sam, the Impact Network map, I'm glad you asked about it. The value in that, there's a couple different tools that can be used for social network analysis. I won't go into too much detail about all of that. The value of the map is when you're placed on the map and answer they call it a survey, so insights about you. It enables us to turn on and off different filters or features that when you engage with the map, you can find people based off of their answers. So you can find people who answered very similarly to you, but you're not just getting a list of people, you're getting a visual of those individuals that have other elements turned on. So maybe you get a visual of people filtered off of one thing, but they're color coded on something else. So you can get that really good sense of here are all the physicians, and these physicians have identified that they're emergency docs or primary care or others. So it's just that ability to see. And then what you're seeing is between those people, you're seeing the connections. How many of them are currently connected? So for us, it's going to help us to be able to identify. I saw Eva saying the connection thing. It's going to help us to say, oh, but we know that those two people, they're not showing us connected, and they should be. I know them. I know what they should be connected about. And so that will enable us and or yourself. You might go in there and see that you're connected with two people who have not yet connected, and you can make that connection. So that's all what we're really focusing on, is how do we identify these change makers and how do we help to connect them and then deepen those connections.
And I saw a lot of people answering connections, that they value that. And
Yeah.
that's perfect, because that's the foundation of why we're here, is to connect the ruckus makers. So that's awesome.
Jennifer Taylor, I like your comment a lot because I'm not new and I have the same question. I'm not sure from one day to the next because things keep changing and new ideas keep popping out. So we're flat, non-hierarchical, and the best way to find out what you want to do is to just jump in with both feet. It's a safe space. Nobody's going to critique anybody else in a way that they don't like.
Trying to find, oh, I'm new, I value healthcare. I'm not sure how to get involved yet. Yeah, coming to events like this, I think, is one of the first steps. Getting to know who we are, meeting other people. If you're on the platform with us, Jennifer, I'm not sure. I'll have to look and see where you're at. But if you're joining us for the Ruckus Exchanges on Friday, that is a really good way to start to deepen relationships. Those are open. Those events are unstructured. They kind of open up with does somebody have something to talk about? At this stage, they're still small enough participant that we stay in the same room, but we can start to break out as the audience gets larger. But it really enables you to meet others and, again, deepen relationships.
All right. I think we're ready for Jennifer to do the deep dive into HRC experience.
Great. Thank you. And thanks, Rachel, for that comment.
Indeed.
Yes. So we have had some discussions within the core team and maybe at some of our Friday Ruckus exchanges about signals versus noise. And we know that you all are busy people, you have various commitments, you are involved in reinventing healthcare, and so you're getting a lot of information from a lot of different places. And we don't want to be noise in your inbox or on your LinkedIn feed or YouTube feed or wherever you're finding us. We want to add value. So the question that we want to pose is, what drives your engagement? I know that most of you are getting communications, newsletters, different things from different organizations. So what makes you want to click and engage with that content, or click a newsletter and read some of it or all of it? So we have our LinkedIn page, our newsletter, the website, on the platform, and even in some of these events. So that's the question I wanted to pose. And you can unmute and speak or answer in the chat.
Marlene says email or LinkedIn. Marlene, that's the best way to reach you?
Well, it's what draws my attention first when I see something. It's not a natural for me to go to the HRC website. That's on me. I need to make it a habit. So, but I do check my email and LinkedIn. So if it pops up there, it's obvious.
That raises a notification to me. So, when I'm getting notifications all the time, maybe if once you post something, Marlene, you start to get notified about stuff.
And Athena says she engages to learn and expand her perspective to support others' work and to network with others. And Jeff is saying text gets your attention. Is that what you're saying, Jeff? And LinkedIn for personal connections? For upcoming events, LinkedIn is best.
Yeah.
For upcoming, if you're
I'd unmute to share my answer because that's a little bit easier.
But usually when I engage with content, like the content that I engage with versus the content that I ignore, is either something that grabs my interest, that's relevant to my professional background and knowledge I want to have, that's relevant and salient to me, or it's an opportunity that seems like something I'd like to take advantage of. Usually an opportunity for connection or learning, advancement, to be exposed to something useful. And I would say HRC falls probably more in the second category.
Thank you, Rachel. Jeff,
Thank you.
you were sharing as well.
Yeah, I think for personal, like, you need to meet this person, Jeff. You should meet this person. Text is always best. Three-way text between you, me, and the person you want me to meet. Three-way text is awesome. For notifications or LinkedIn. LinkedIn is second, but still good. For notification about events is more email and LinkedIn. So a little more, I'll check it when I go to that platform to check it. But connections, I want to know right away. Text.
Mm-hmm. When you say text, are you meaning phone text or an email? A text email is okay.
I mean, like, text me on my phone. If you have somebody you want me to meet, text me on a three-way text on my phone, so I know right away. Yeah.
Which raises the question: where's our phone list?
We don't collect phone numbers right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it kind of hard to do texting.
For I'm part of an amazing networking group that meets on Zoom, and they have like 35 meetings a week that you can choose to go to.
Holy smokes!
It's incredible. I don't know how the owner does it. I don't think he sleeps, but it's an amazing group that I'm a part of, and all the intros that I get from that group are three-way text. It's like, hey, Paul, meet Denise. Denise, meet Paul. This is what Paul does. This is how I think you guys could connect. Go. And then if I get an email or a text like that, I've got certain text messages already spelled out in my notes app, and I just copy paste, fill in the name, and send it with my calendar link, so that it's easy for somebody to jump on my calendar and we can have a conversation. So if that's how, that's been my operating, my MO for the last 2 years, and it works really good for getting in contact with people. So some of you have probably I've probably had calls with some people on this call because of that process. So it's very effective.
And I know it might be interesting for us to collect what is somebody's primary preference for reach out versus a secondary, because I know for me, I wouldn't want text. Text to me is just truly friends and family. So yeah, I think that's a really good insight, Jeff.
There's also generational differences.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, are you saying something about my generation, Paul?
Mine, more in terms of mine, because I'm not going to assault someone else's. I don't even know how old you are.
Old enough that text is not my primary desire.
No, you see, my kids use Instagram, but not Facebook. I use Facebook, but not Instagram. They want to text them. If I email them, there's no answer.
Yeah.
There are generational differences in media.
Yep.
Sebastian says, in terms of channels, email or LinkedIn is more socialized for me. Yeah, that's the challenge, is trying to pull people away from something they've already gotten used to using.
We might want to poll people about texting and phone numbers, collecting those.
Like, I get the generational thing, but I'm almost 50, and I the generation of before me, like my kids, they text. If you don't text them, they don't see it. You gotta call them, and but yeah, that's been. It's kind of an old dog, new trick kind of thing, because I used to be the phone call guy, and I always wanted to have a phone call. But over the last couple of years, this has become such an effective way of finding people and getting them on the calendar to have conversation like this, that I've shifted and gone to text, even though that's not necessarily my favorite thing, because you get a bunch of text messages that way.
So Jennifer, part of our question and what you opened us up to, which is really important to me, is how do we not become noise? Because there's a lot that I have turned off because it's just noise, or I put them in a special email folder that's miscellaneous noise that I'll go to on occasion. And so we want to make sure that what we're sending out is not noise.
Right. Sebastian has a great comment in the chat here. Let's see. In terms of channels, email or LinkedIn is more, Better checking the HRC site. Oh, interesting.
So Jennifer has been our developer of the newsletter. And what we've created a rhythm of is the first week of each month, a full newsletter goes out to our entire mailing list, of which anybody on HRC we added to the mailing list. You could then say stop on your own, but we did add you there as you signed up with or joined the platform. And then the second or the third Wednesday of the month is a newsletter that is only to those who are part of HRC, part of that digital platform. And that is specifically intended to say, did you see this? Did you see this post that had a lot of traction on it? Did you see this poll? Here are the events, but trying to make it more abbreviated and just for our members. I'm curious if you're getting the newsletters and if those are value additive, or if you have thoughts about how they could be more so.
I don't think I've gotten one, have I?
You should have, Judy. That's good insight.
Well, maybe I just missed it, but.
And maybe it dropped to spam. That's always a risk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The last one was sent this past Wednesday?
Yes, July 2nd. So about almost a week ago.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back in and see because it didn't come on my regular email.
It could easily end up in somebody's spam folder.
Yeah.
It depends on how many emails you don't pay attention to.
Well, we can leave that topic open. And if you'd like to give us feedback privately, not in such a public forum, we welcome it. So how do we ensure that when we're communicating with you, one, that we're communicating effectively in a manner in which you might actually receive it, and two, that what we're sending is of value to you and not just noise. That's really important to us. One
last comment, Denise, that popped into my head after listening to Jeff and noticing almost everybody in the chat said they were interested in connecting. Nothing beats connecting by video chat. Having a conversation with somebody with video is, if you can't be there in person, that's the second best, but it is far better than email or text messaging or showing up at a Zoom conference. One-on-one video chat is the best way to connect that we have.
I agree.
All right. Should we move into our next section? All right. The next exercise that we're going to do is called a 1, 2, 4 all. And what we want you to do is to start out with, we're going to take 1 minute and reflect on what has been your best experience with HRC and why that was of value to you. Or if you're new to HRC, imagine what that could look like. And then you will be sharing that with someone else in the next step. So let's just give you 60 seconds to reflect on what has been your best experience with HRC and why that was of value to you.
Don, just a clarification, they're not putting in the chat. It's just a personal reflection.
Right, just a personal reflection. Just write it down because you will be sharing it with someone else. Yep.
In a breakout.
So next, we're going to put you with one other person and we're going to take 2 to 3 minutes to compare notes. And so we'll pop you into a breakout with one other person. All right. So is everybody back? It looks like. Next, we're going to put you in groups of 4 for about 4 minutes. So you will be sharing what your experiences with 3 other people this time. And we want you to choose someone to report back when we come to the full room and kind of synthesize how HRC is of value to you. So in just a couple minutes, we'll put you into groups of 4, share those best experience and choose one person to then share with the group.
Welcome, Shreyash.
Hello.
Joining us from where, Shreyash?
Hi, Denise. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah,
I'm
good
from
to see
India.
you. Yeah.
India.
Yeah. What time is it there?
I'm good. What about you?
Good.
No, what time is it there?
There.
It's about 12 and 22 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
Commitment.
Yes, we're so glad you're here. Wow.
Actually, from the last meetings which I have connected with you all of,
Yeah.
so I wanted to, meet in person with all of you and getting to know about everything. So I blocked my calendar since the last email I received from you. So I thought I will definitely join the session and would love to meet you in person.
Wow.
Excellent. Excellent.
We're grateful you're here.
All right. So I think we had 3 groups, right?
We
And
did.
we want to hear a report out from each group. So when you synthesized people's experiences, what was of value to people in general? Who would like to go first?
So we've got room one was Athena, Judy, Lonnie, and Marlene. Would you be willing to go first?
Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So we talked about just having this awareness of what everyone's doing around changing our healthcare system is hugely valuable. And having these meaningful connections and the community, as well as just learning about healthcare, learning, having these different things around aging population and the history of how we got here. And then Lonnie was talking about having subgroups in the future would be really great, where we are geared towards action. And so, yeah, right now it feels like we're in a learning and connecting phase and potentially action later. So, yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
It's wonderful.
Great.
All right. And you'll notice that Denise is setting a 2-minute timer. Not that we needed it. Thanks, Athena, for being succinct. And who will go next?
So we have either room 3 that had Jeff, Rachel, and Sam, or room 4 with Brian, Eva, Sebastian, and Shriyash.
Very simply, we had some new people and some reconnectors, you could say, and ultimately driving home what we've said before, which is that connection, like being in a space with these people to hear what they're up to. And I mentioned personally, like not just what they're doing, but where their drive comes from, where the fire comes from, like why are they in this room to begin with? And because I think that's one of the best ways we can actually not just literally connect, but emotionally connect with each other.
Right. Thanks, Eva. Last but not least, who is
Sounded like
the
Jeff was going to
spokesperson?
report out.
I don't think we decided on a spokesperson, but do you guys mind if I just, I don't know. By the way, good to see you, Eva. We haven't connected in a while. We should do that again. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Rachel and Sam, but I think we talked about the fact that we all enjoy the fact that there's such a variety of fields and different things. There's medical, there's alternative, there's all this stuff. And from a 30,000-foot view, we all are on the same page in some sense that we want to do it different, right? We're not just forced into the mold of how everybody else is doing it. There's HRC is doing it different, and so that's why we're all here, and that's why we all enjoy being here, because we are doing something different. And so huge variety of fields, but that's a commonality, which I think is cool that you can find that commonality. So
Excellent. Thanks, Jeff. All right, that's everybody, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So our next section is about network collaboration and connection insights. So we really want to understand your collaboration needs. In the chat, I'd like you to answer this. What collaborations are you seeking? And then share in the chat what you're looking for. So what collaborations are you seeking? Let's see you have some activity in the chat here. If you could have anything you want, who would you like to be collaborating with, or what kind of organization would you like to be collaborating with? So Marlene is saying collaborations with healthcare leaders who need customer and team experience support. Yeah, there might be somebody like that on the call today. Seeking to connect with organizations and people interested in leveling up confidence and clarity during the time of constant change and complexity. I had to take a deep breath before I said that whole thing. I'm looking for people who can offer guidance and mentorship to me as an early career physician, says Rachel. Psych. That's sweet, Rachel.
I love that.
Boy, you qualify just by being old.
And Sam says seeking
Skilled
people,
experience.
organizations who want to be part of helping create the
Thank you for
highest
not
quality
only for the
experience
old.
hospital system. Jeff wants to, oh, that's right. I've heard you say this before, Jeff. He wants to connect with Danny, but is it Bonaducci? And
Danny
Billy Joel.
Bonaducci and Billy Joel. Billy Joel was just recently in the news, like in the last month or so, being diagnosed with hydrocephalus.
Really?
So
Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So I want to connect. He canceled all his concert dates and everything. He's way laying low and
Yeah.
connect with
So
both.
if anybody knows those people, help Jeff connect with them.
That's right.
Billy's got NPH, right?
What?
Normal pressure hydrocephalus.
That's what Jeff has.
Yeah.
I was born with hydrocephalus. Yeah. So
They're not the same condition. They're in the same genus.
Oh,
right, close.
A little different.
Enough, yeah. They're I don't know what Danny was specifically diagnosed, if it was NPH or if it was something, some other variety of hydrocephalus, but it's under the same umbrella. So
Yeah.
it's,
All right. And so Brian says collaboration with people thinking about ways to improve the perverse incentives in our healthcare system.
yes.
Yes.
Hey, Brian, can you bring in France?
What was that, Paul?
Can he bring in Francis DeBrance, the guru of incentives?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, and I
sorry.
wonder,
Don't
Brian,
have that
if
power.
I talked over you. I'm so sorry, Brian.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I wonder if that event that we have coming up, Dawn, that Emily's leading about money in healthcare might be an interesting one for you to join.
Yeah.
Yep. She's looking for positive deviance. She's looking for what's working with money in healthcare. So, all right, we have a couple others coming through here as well. Collaborations with people who want to improve services, strategy, and culture. Collaborations with reinvestment initiatives focusing on community-led sustainable health solutions, leveraging local insights and technology. Yeah, I think there's a lot here, and that's great.
And we'll synthesize all this and share this with the event
share
summary.
it with you. Yeah, absolutely. So we've got some polls that we want to put out there. So Denise is going to launch those. There's the first one for you. How often do you currently connect with other HRC members outside of an HRC event? So we've got rarely, monthly, and weekly as answers.
I'm glad there's not a never.
There's no never. That's good. Yeah, we want to see this shift, but excellent. We like to know that's happening. Okay, next poll. What would make you more likely to collaborate with other members? This really helps us to know the answer to this question. How can we help connect you? Okay, shared projects and structured introductions win that one, but also common interests, skill matching. And it's interesting that geographic proximity isn't as important. Yeah, we have Zoom, right? It's nice when you can get it. But all right, and the last poll in this series, what's your biggest barrier to engagement with HRC or members? So time, yes, we are a slave to time, are we not? And don't know who to connect with. So that's where the map will be really helpful. Super. All right. Thank you for all that information. That was a lot of information in just a little bit of time. All right. So the next section is about impact discovery. So, the challenge is that we know that HRC is having some impact, but a lot of it is hidden. You meet in breakouts and collaborate later with someone that you met in a breakout, but we don't know about this. Someone gets a speaking opportunity through an HRC introduction, and we miss that as well. So how do we capture these ripple effects? We want you to help us figure out how to do this. So we're going to try another 1, 2, 4 all. So in this first minute, I want you to individually brainstorm. How could HRC learn about the benefits outcomes you experience? So how could we learn about these ripple effects that happen without us knowing? So we'll give you a minute to think about that, and then we'll put you into pairs again and share in those pairs. Okay, so in the next couple of minutes, pairs are going to share and build on ideas. So as you share your ideas with one other person, we want you to curate the best ideas to bring a couple of those into the group of 4 that meets.
All right, so we're going to recreate. We're going to do, there'll be 2 rooms that have 3, 1 room that has 4.
And your task for this one is to come up with the 1 to 3 most practical solutions. So 1 to 3 most practical solutions for this task of how we could learn about the benefits and outcomes that you experience from HRC. All right, welcome back. So we had 3 groups, Denise.
Yes.
You want to tell me who's...
Yep, I closed, but I captured a name from each one. So Sam, your group. You want to go
Who
first?
is reporting from your group?
Sure.
Yeah, the top 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, so the 3 that we talked about were regardless of what the solution is, it should point back to the HRC hub. So that way it's just one central place where people can look at things. A simple intake form to submit what was done or what you did. And perhaps a section where people can share projects. So that's kind of one repository for everything.
That's good.
Yeah.
The second group had Athena. Athena, your group?
Yeah. So I suggested that at the beginning of every meeting, we have like a window of time for everyone to report on their connections or projects or whatever it is that's HRC related. So that could be in the chat box or verbally. So that way we're not having to go out of our way to report it, and you can just collect the information.
I love that.
I'll get inspired as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's right.
that's great.
And then
the third
Eva,
group.
your group, I just captured your name. I'm not saying you have to speak.
I'll definitely add one of my ideas. I don't know if this would be on a profile or direct messaging. I don't know where exactly, but I've tried out this system where I'm very explicit about like why we should be connecting. And I give 3 choices. One's like, here's something I'd like to brainstorm on. Here's some advice I'm looking for. Here's a way I can support you. And so that both parties know why they should be connecting and also maybe why not. You can always add in something like, here's custom, but be really explicit about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And who knows, maybe there's a system where oh my God, hashtags can help with that as well.
I think so. I love that. Were there others from your group, or was that a roll up of everyone?
Yeah, Rachel and Jeff, did you want to say anything?
I had also brought up it might be helpful if we had a system with our scheduling links embedded in the HRC platform, perhaps in a hidden way that like people could request to have access to, or we could choose to send to people. But then it happens through the platform. Like I think ideally this would be sort of preloaded with a like a message that's sent so that you don't have to spend time on that. I really liked the like the choices thing where there might be a few choices on either side of like, here's why I want to connect with you, or here's why I'm trying to connect with you on the receiver, the responder side.
I love that. This is really good. So what I'm hearing, and I'll synthesize it when I do the summary, but what I'm hearing is some potentials that I think the system can help us automate with. They have automations in there, so we just need to explore, is there a custom profile question that we can do that might then be automated for something? So I love this.
Yeah. So a couple more quick chat cascades. First one is in the chat. What would motivate you to report back to HRC about your outcomes? What would motivate you to report back to HRC about your outcomes? Just plop that in the chat. The method of reporting were easy and clear. Yep, clicking a few boxes rather than writing free text.
You know, Athena has taken us on ski trips with her. Now she took us to work. I just love it.
Yeah, take you guys everywhere. What would motivate me is that it could lead to further networking if people hear what I'm up to and what kind of connections I'm looking for, then that could lead to further connections.
Yeah.
All right, one more quick chat, and that is, has HRC led to an opportunity connection outcome that you haven't told us about? Let's put that in the chat. So here we are. What is that? What are some of the ripples that we've already helped create? Let's put that in the chat. If we don't know about it, plop it in there and then we will.
You know, I was talking with Mindy Spiegel yesterday, and she was sharing with me that we don't have an awareness of the connections she has made and the speaking engagements and others she's gotten because of it.
Judy says she's had several one-to-one conversations. So just those connections. Absolutely. Thank you, Judy. Increase my network, says Melissa, especially those interested in long-term care.
Now I think I know which Melissa that is, because the iPhone I was.
Yep.
2
hours with Sam.
Nice. Those two are going to conquer the world.
Yeah. Rachel's also had many one-to-one connections. Great.
All right.
I think it's all yours, Denise.
Yeah, and I get to do the wrap up. And what we had listed here was for me to summarize the key themes from this conversation. And I told Dawn when we were in the last breakout, there's been so much. It's really almost impossible for me to summarize the key themes. I'm going to need to take the chat and the recording and be able to do some synthesis and share that with you. But I'm curious if there's anything top of mind for any of you as something that has stood out from this gathering today, whether it was a conversation, something that elevated up for you from somebody else, or something that you're going to take from here and take action on. Is there anything that you would like to share? And that's okay if not. So our next steps and our follow-up. So from this event, I will, of course, be sharing the recording. It'll go in the public lobby space. So those who could not join us, whether they're whatever connection they have with us, they will be able to see that. We will be summarizing everything that came in the chat, the polls, and then, of course, the transcript from this. So you'll see that summarization. And then we're also at this time, I've requested for a number of people to meet with me for one-on-one conversations where we're kind of diving deep into some very specific questions about what we're doing and what we could be doing. And so there'll be a really robust synthesis of all of that. And then we'll probably ask for some cohorts to come with together with us to ideate on next steps. But we'll be able to share from the analysis what we're doing next steps, and then what we're going to ask you to do with us for next steps. Specifically, some of what I was hearing just afterwards about how we can collect the insights about the connections and the collaborations that you're having, I think that would be one really strengthened by having partnership from individuals such as yourself with us in creating that and testing it and making it something really valuable. I'm looking over here. We do have a couple of events coming up, so please do. I think everyone on the call is a member. So in the events section, look to see what events are coming up. The July event is with Emily Peters, talking about money remake. What is it titled, Dawn?
She's working on a book called Money Remaking Medicine. Basically, her theory is that we've got all this money that we're spending on healthcare. How can we make it more effective, right? And she's looking for those positive deviants of where that's working.
Yeah, that's great. We, of course, have another Shine a Light. At this stage, we have Marlene scheduled to join us for the August, and the July Shine a Light is Jeff
and Rachel.
Jeff and Rachel, yes. So we're really excited for those. And then in August, we just posted the event, and that is titled Reimagining Primary Care. Brian, we would love you and or others from PC4AA to join us with that. We're trying to bring together a really robust conversation around that theme. So
Yeah,
as all
that we've already got Sarah Pasteur.
Yep. So lots continuing to go on. We are leaning into strengthening this. We feel like we're getting a foundation under us that we can build from. And again, our mission is to identify, connect, support, and illuminate you, the ruckus makers who are going to reinvent healthcare. We are so impressed by the work you're doing. We want to be there to help lift up this great work. So I'll stick around for a minute if there's any additional questions, conversation, and then I will need to run probably in just about 3 minutes. So we'll have to close up then. But thank you for joining us. Grateful.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining.
Good to meet you, Brian.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Shirash. So good to see you.
Tuning in.
Just amazed that you joined us. Thank you. Okay.
And that's it.
That was it. I think we've got lots of really good information. I was really impressed by what was being shared about how we can help them to share or make connections. That will be fun to lean into.
The overwhelming theme was people want us to help them make it easier to find connections of the kind of thing they use. I thought people were pretty vulnerable about sharing what they wanted, and that was awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, if there was one theme, it was connection.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and not thin line connection, right? Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, great.
Thank you, each of you.
No, this was really reinforcing. That makes me barking up the right tree.
Yeah, wonderful. All right, y'all.
Awesome.
We'll
Thank
talk
you.
soon.
Have a good day.
Okay.
Take care.
Yep, you too.
Bravo,
Bye-bye.
bravo.
Bye-bye.